We're in town. Well, I actually went to the hardware store up here, and for a roll of 30 thousandths solid wire, they wanted like 26 bucks, and they didn't have any that what I needed. So I went to Home Depot, and they had it for $13.99 a roll, but they didn't have any. So I went across the street to Harbor Freight. They had it for $7.99, and they had as much as I could ever want. So Harbor Freight works for me. What I'm going to do is use this strap to pull the edges down on this piece that I'm making here. Like these little edges right here, they need to tuck in around that little piece that I just created. So wrap this strap around it like this. Pull the edges in against the piece that I made. It's out here, back here. I'll bring you around and show you once I get the strap in place. Pull the edges in. They're a little bit too far in, but I can hammer these back out once I weld them. And this part over here looks like it needs to be hammered around right in here. I might try my big clamp on there. That was working pretty well a while ago. Right here. So I'll weld it up to here, and then I'll try to move this over a little bit more. Think about it, this metal is nice and thick, so no holes being burned in it or anything like that. It's thick enough for me to get a good weld without that happening. I'm gonna turn my strap into over there. Now what I just did with that strap was I pulled this corner up tight so I can get that weld right in there. Yeah. So not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's working. Alright, now we'll do that part down there. We'll do basically the same thing we did up here. That actually looks pretty good. Just down on the end where it needs to fit, and it does. A little hammer work on that will do wonders for it. So I'm going to do the same thing up there. I'm going to flip that over and basically do something very similar to what I just did on the lower end. Okay, let's throw that strap back on there like we had on the other end. might want to just sit and look at that for a while. But what I want to do is get the lid up and open so I can see up underneath there. Make sure that my rod isn't interfering with, or that my top isn't interfering with my rod there or anything like that. This is a good lineup right here. Up here ain't bad. There's a big dent in the refrigerator here. I might hammer that down later, but I just want to, before I do that, I want to make sure my fit's good. And what I might do is shoot a screw here and over here and over there. That way, I believe I'll be able to, that will hold that a little bit. I'm going to shoot a couple screws in there just so we can look at it. Alright, let's see what happens if we try to open it. I think this part right here is kind of in the way of that, and I think this was hitting that right there. I'm going to take a hammer and pop that out a little. See, it falls right on there. That's not what we want. Part right here I might bend out or cut off, one or the other. And I might try to figure out a way to bend this part end down here. What do we think of that? I mean, this isn't anything I've even had a chance to step back at and look at yet. I think before this was coming up higher here. Also, maybe more weight on that rod. I don't know if this point here could fix that or not. We could try it. Screwdriver and hammer. Maybe even just do this. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna sit it over here and look at it and think about it and decide whether I want to change it or keep it or what.